Nrsimhadeva Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitam Shah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavanispari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, The Science of God, Chapter 8, Lord Nrsimhadeva slays the king of the demons. So we start reading from text 16 onwards. Savikramam putra badepsuro jasa nisamya niradham apurvam adbhutam Anta sabayam nadadarsa tatpadam Vitatra suryena surari utapa. Translation. While showing his extraordinary prowess, Hiranyakashipu, who desired to kill his own son, heard that wonderful, tumultuous sounds which had never before been heard. Upon hearing the sound, the other leaders of the demons were afraid. None of them could find the origin of that sound in the assembly. We read the next text. Satyam vidatum nijabritya bhashitam Yapting chabuteshu akileshu chatmana Adrishyatatyadbhutarupam udvaham Stambe sabhayam namigam namanusham. Translation: to prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial. In other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus, the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Let's read the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada's purport. When Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, "Where is your Lord? Is he present in this pillar?" Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly replied, "Yes, my Lord is present everywhere." Therefore, to convince Hiranyakashipu that the statement of Prahlad Maharaj was unmistakably true, the Lord appeared from the pillar. The Lord appeared as half lion and half man, so that Hiranyakashipu could not understand whether the great giant was a lion or a human being. To substantiate Prahlad's statement, the Lord proved that his devotee, as declared in Bhagavad Gita, is never vanquished. Konteya pratijanihi nami bhakta panashyati. Prahlad Maharaj's demoniac father had repeatedly threatened to kill Prahlad, but Prahlad was confident that he could not be killed since he was protected by the Supreme Lord. By appearing from the pillar, the Lord encouraged his devotee, saying in effect, "Don't worry, I am present here." By manifesting his form as Nrsimhadeva, the Lord also preserved the truth of Lord Brahma's promise that Hiranyakashipu was not to be killed by any animal or any man. The Lord appeared in a form that could not be said to be fully a man or a lion. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord's manifestation in the material world, he comes from time to time, as we've heard from the Bhagavad Gita, to protect his devotees, paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskritam, to annihilate the demons, and also to preserve or to reestablish the principles of religion, because from time to time there is some distortion or disharmony of religious principles. So Lord Krishna will come and in different forms, as there are many waves in the ocean, it is also as many incarnations of the Supreme Lord. And it says also, as there are 8,400,000 species of life, there are also as many different forms of the Lord appears in those different species of life. It's like we have the snake incarnation. Who is that? Anantasesh. Or the fish incarnation, Matsya. Or the boar incarnation, Varaha. Or the tortoise incarnation, Kurma. Unlimited 8,400,000 species. There are also different incarnations or manifestations of the Supreme Lord. Avatar. Avatar means one who descends from the spiritual world. And according to the scriptures, there are also different kinds of avatars. Guna avatars, Purusha avatars, Leela avatars, uh, Manvantar avatars, Sakchavesh avatars, Leela avatars. Some are in the Jiva Tattva category. It's like our Srila Prabhupada is a Sakchavesh avatar, empowered, as good as Krishna, but not Krishna, not in the Vishnu Tattva category. So the Lord comes specifically in the material world, not just to kill the demons or protect his devotees or to establish the principles of Dharma, but specifically he comes to attract the conditioned souls to go back home, back to Godhead. Our main disease, according to Srila Prabhupada, is that we have forgotten God. We have forgotten Krishna. Material world means forgetfulness of Krishna. And spiritual world means always remembering Krishna. Every moment, every step, at all times. They don't have any other business in the spiritual world except to always remember Krishna and never forget Him. So this is our motto also in Krishna consciousness, to always remember Krishna and never forget Him. However, because due to the modes of material nature, it is not so easy to remember Krishna. We become enamored by the modes of material nature, and if we're fortunate, we will remember Krishna. Even in one day, if we can remember 50% Krishna, His pastimes, His name, His form, His qualities, we're very fortunate. But due to our having different priorities in life, we put Krishna on the side. We don't have him as our priority. But this is the goal of the Vedas, ultimately, to know Krishna, to understand Krishna, and ultimately to love Krishna. So these pastimes of the Lord will remind us of how Krishna really loved us. That's why we mentioned in the beginning that Lord Nrsimhadeva is the God of love. I have a friend, Dhruva Prabhu. You know Dhruva? He knows Lord Nrsimhadeva more than anybody else in ISKCON. He has this first book, The Lost Temples of Lord Nrsimhadeva, where at the age of 21, he started to go different places, different holy sites where the Supreme Lord, in the form of Lord Nrsimhadeva, half man, half lion, is being worshipped. And he went also to this place called Ahobilam. How many of you have been to Ahobilam? Very good. Ahobilam is a little bit south of, or south or north of Hyderabad. Around 6 hours drive from Hyderabad. We've been there also. There is a place called Ahobilam where you can have darshan of 9 forms of Lord Nrsimhadeva. And there is a mountain, Ahobilam is a mountain, where the appearance place of Lord Nrsimhadeva on top of the hill, on top of the mountain, is very austere, it's very difficult. It's like you have to go trek at least 3 or 4 hours to go and to climb, where is considered to be, according to the history, it was the place or the kingdom of Hiranyakashipu. because the Lord appeared in the pillar of the kingdom of Hiranyakashipu. Over there also you will see the Gurukul, which is outside. Gurukul means the school of the spiritual master. And there are two kinds of Gurukul. This Gurukul is not for making one advance in Krishna consciousness, but to be a good demon. This is the school of Sanda and Amarka, the sons of Sukracharya, who is the priest of the demons, especially of Hiranyakashipu. So there is a school there. There's a big slab of stone, bigger than this room. It's very conducive. If the school is outside, it's more conducive for studying. And there is a small place also there where you can still see the blood of Hiranyakashipu. At the moment, you can see the red colored stones, the imprints of the blood that flowed from top of the mountain. And the place also where Lord Nrsimhadeva appeared and bifurcated the chest of Hiranyakashipu. So the Lord is kind to his devotees. He loves his devotees so much. He becomes obliged to his devotees. This fearsome form of the Supreme Lord, for the non-devotees, they are not favorable. They don't want to see this form of the Lord. But for the devotees, they are very admiring. They're very, very attractive to this beautiful form of the Lord. So the story goes back at the time of the Charkumaras, whereby they are the first created beings from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is the original living entity, Jiva, in our universe. It is says also that one time or another we were all Lord Brahmas. Our Lord Brahma is Chaturmukh because our universe is the smallest compared to other universes in this material world. Srila Prabhupada compared the universe, our universe, into a size of one mustard seed in a bag full of full mustard seeds, bag full of mustard seeds. So what is the percentage of that mustard seed? Practically nil. However, our universe is very, very special. And our Lord Brahma is very special. He is hmm, he's the head of our sampradaya. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Prabhupada says our Lord Brahma is pure enough to be the head of our sampradaya. So to procreate and popularize the universe, he asked the Char Kumaras, the four Kumaras, to expand the population. But they refuse. They says, no, we don't want to. We don't want to follow you. The number one quality of the student or the son or a child is obedience. Without obedience, there is no surrender. Of course, to be an obedient child or a student, that means you have to be humble. But they're humble. The Charkumaras are very humble. But according to Srila Prabhupada, this is the only instruction coming from the spiritual master or the father that one can say no. If the guru says jump, the student, disciple should ask how high. But if the guru says you should get married, the disciple can say, no, I don't want to get married. But usually, if the spiritual master says you should get married, he knows the student more than the student himself. He should get married. Charkumar says, no, we don't want to get married. So that's why, even though they are millions and millions of years old, they are still looking like Kumara, 5-year-old boy. Kumara means 5-year-old boy. And so they are Brahma bodies. To understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has three aspects: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti, Sabjate. Brahma bodies means they are Brahman realized. They understood the effulgence of the Supreme Lord. This Brahma Jyoti is like this sun rays was entering this pavilion. This is also, Prabhupada says, this is the reflection of the Brahma Jyoti. The sun rays are reflection of the Brahma Jyoti. That's why in the spiritual world there is no need of sunlight, there's no need of electricity, there's no need of moonlight because of the effulgence coming from the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord. So in this way, even though the gopis will always complain to Mother Yasoda that how is it that your child always find the compartments or the rooms where we hide. We even hide in the dark room our butter and yogurt. How is it that they can find your son, Krishna and Balaram? Better you take away their ornaments. Because I think that the ornaments, they're the ones who's giving the effulgence. But then after a while, she said, one of the gopis says, no, no, no. There's no need to take away their effulgence, the ornaments. There is some light coming from them. So this is Brahma Jyoti. And the Kumaras, they are realized in this way. So they're very curious. They wanted to see and have darshan of Lord Narayan, the 4-hour form of the Supreme Lord in the Vaikuntha planets. They entered 6 doors. There are 7 gates leading to the entrance of the main compartment going inside the Vaikuntha. It's like in Sri Rangam. How many of you have been to Sri Rangam in South India? Very famous place also. You've seen the deities of Anantases and Lord Narayan lying down. There are 3 altars. And because Lord Narayan is so huge, you cannot have darshan of the Lord in just one altar. The 3 altars has to be open. First altar, the Lord's head, and then the Lord's body in the middle, and the Lord's lotus feet, legs. So in order to enter there, there's like many, many gates, and you have to take bath. Purified, to become purified, so many wells. And by the time you reach the darshan area, you'll be all dried up. It's amazing. So to enter, there are 2 chokidars. That means gatekeepers. 2 security guards, always alert, always awake, not like our chokidars in Vrindavan. Most of the times they're sleeping. It's like sometimes I think we pay them to sleep only. So they're alert, and they found there's 2 or 4. They're coming towards them, and they said, "Stop! You cannot come inside. You cannot enter inside. You're just children. What are you doing here? This is not meant for you." So the four Kumaras thought, what an impudent attitude, what arrogance they have. They're not fit to be the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha Loka. Of course, if you're able to enter the six gates, definitely you'll be able to enter the seventh gate. So meanwhile, Lord Narayan actually is seeing what's going on. He knows what's going on, even though he's still inside. Um, and then, because of this attitude of these two gatekeepers named Jai and Vijay, they cursed. They were cursed. The four Kumaras cursed them that you're not meant to be here. How come you're still like this? This is not the attitudes or the qualities of being in the spiritual world. You should take birth in the material world and learn your lessons. Learn your lessons. So now the Lord came. He was asking, what is this commotion? What's going on here? Hmm. Then the Charkumaras explained to Lord Narayan that this is going on. Your servants are like this. How is it? They should not be here. So Lord Narayan apologized for the attitude of his servants. You see, the servants or the students, their attitudes or their activities reflects from the teachings of the master or the teacher or the guru. That's why Srila Prabhupada is very careful in training his disciples, especially when they go to India. If they misbehave, if their actions are not proper, then it will be, Srila Prabhupada will be finding the remarks that how are they being trained by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. It goes back to the master, the behavior of the servants. It's like, for example, we're taught to eat by our right hand. Hmm? Because right hand means suchi and left hand means muchi. So if you eat in India and they found out that you are, say, from ISKCON and you eat with your left hand, they say, what is this? Have you seen anyone in India eating with their left hand? Maybe in America or in UK, because the kids they are became used to using the left hand. They should be trained by the parents. If they seen that they're using the left hand, they should be told to use the right hand. Should be proper training. So therefore, Prabhupada says you should behave properly. And therefore, Lord Narayan accepted the curse of the Kumaras. Yes, the Kumaras, they became humbled by accepting Lord Narayan said, oh, this is my responsibility because they are my servants. So meanwhile, Lord Narayan told the Charkumaras, so how do you want to do this? So they're given two choices, to take birth as demons 3 times or as devotees 7 times. So Jai and Vijay, they talk with each other. Actually, in one of the Puranas, mentions two stories how it happened, how this happened. It says that one time Lakshmi Ji, the eternal consort of Lord Narayan, she wanted to go out of Vaikunta somehow. She wanted to exit. So, Jai and Vijay, yes, you may exit. But then when she wanted to return, they don't want to let her in. No, no, no. You exit, you cannot come in. So therefore, they were cursed also by Lakshmiji. You're not supposed to be here. Another story is that one time, Jai and Vijay, they're talking with each other. They're talking how great is their Lord. He's so merciful. But we never heard of him in any of his pastimes that they are fighting with demons. We never heard of this. So while they're talking with each other, Lord Narayan heard this talking, this conversation between Jai and Vijay that they never seen Lord Narayan exhibiting his fighting spirit. So to fulfill this, again with Lakshmi ji cursing, and then the Kumaras like fulfilling that curse also, and also to have experienced or expressed this fighting spirit. See, the Lord performs his pastimes, and in one shot, he can accomplish many, many things, not just one. So, in this appearance of Lord Nrsimhadeva, he accomplished many, many things all at the same time. So, Giant Vijay decided, our dear Lord, we decide to take birth 3 times as demons. So one may think, why devotees will want to become demons? Yes, it's a good question. Why? Because they want to reestablish their position as the servants of the Supreme Lord as soon as possible. So it will only take them 3 lifetimes, but actually it took them 4 lifetimes. We've heard that story from the Acharyas that Jai and Vijay also heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will appear 500 or 5,000 later. And 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, none other than the combined form of Radha and Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Therefore, they appeared, both of them, as Jagai and Madhai. And they've been blessed both by Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and received the name as Jagannath and Madhav. So now, the first expansions of Jai and Vijay is Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Now again, this is in the 3rd canto, that story. And going back to the 7th canto, in the 1st chapter, the Lord is equal to everyone. He is impartial. That means no one, in the eyes of Lord Krishna, we're all equal. No one is greater and no one is smaller, but only the intimacy is the difference. Some are so close to Lord Krishna and Radharani, and some are servants of the servants of the servants, koti servants of the Supreme Lord. But the Supreme Lord will equally reciprocate to everyone. Even though we're in the very last, Krishna will never forget, and he's obliged to reciprocate to his devotees. Sometimes when we want to have darshan of the Supreme Lord, everyone is squeezing, everyone is pushing each other, especially in Vrindavan. They want to go closer to Krishna as much as possible. But that is good. But even if one is at the back, Krishna can still see you. It's like the story of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. Remember that story of an elderly woman? The Guru Istamba? How many of you have been inside Jagannath Puri temple? Very good. I've been there also inside. I thought they thought that I'm from Manipur, and of course they can tell if you're from ISKCON or not, because ISKCON devotees, especially brahmacharis, they always wear very new clothes. But I did not wear my saffron cloth as a brahmachari there. I wore white cloth, white dhoti, and a banyan, like cut off, like a pilgrim with some devotees from Mayapur. It was a very interesting darshan of the Lord. We came inside at night. So, yes, Jayan Vijay. Parikshit Maharaj was asking to Sukadev Goswami that how is it that the Lord seems to be partial? Because he's helping the demigods to defeat the demons. And sometimes the Supreme Lord will kill the demons and protect the demigods. So, how is that? How is this possible? No, the Supreme Lord is equal to everyone. It's like the sun shine again. The sun will shower or give the sunlight to everyone, whether it's in the dry land or in the wet water. But it's up to us to take advantage of the sunlight or the sun rays. We can remain inside the room and not get the sunlight. Or we can go out and get vitamin D. Hmm. So, when Krishna kills the demons, they also get liberated. If he is partial, they will go to hell. But actually, the moksha, there are five types of liberation. The one type of liberation, which is considered to be hellish, according to the devotees, is sayuja mukti. To become one again, to merge. The Mayavadi's goal is to merge into the effulgence of the Supreme Lord. And the Gyanis. The Gyanis tend to be mental speculators. Then ultimately they will conclude also there is no God. So now, when Krishna kills the demons, they attain moksha. But not all of them attains sayuja mukti. What about the story of Putana? Putana, she's a rakshasi. She's a demon. Her main intention is to feed Krishna milk from her breast, but also to kill him with smearing her breast with poison. She was sent by King Kangsha. She was the baby Krishna. So now, what happens that she was so beautiful. They can disguise themselves in different forms, in different ways, to have themselves camouflage. So they will not be known, and it'll be clear that they'll be able to get access. So no one stopped her. No one stopped Putana. Even Mother Yasoda, the elderly gopis, they thought that she came from the heavenly planets. So beautiful. So she disguised herself, and somehow or other, she got hold of Lord Krishna, put baby Krishna on her lap, and she breastfeed her, feed him. And lo and behold, Lord Krishna, fulfill the desire of Putana to have the milk. But while having the milk from Putana, he also sucked her life air. She got killed. So she didn't attain Sayuja Mukti. She attained Salokya Mukti, the same planet as the Supreme Lord, but as a nurse. According to the Acharyas, she became one of the mothers. There are seven mothers, according to the scriptures. One of them is the one who took care of us besides our own mother while we were young. So, and again, Shishupal, he was killed at the Rajasuya sacrifice of King Yudhishthir. After the battle of Kurukshetra, King Yudhishthir became very, very sorry. He feels very guilty that so many kings, so many soldiers were killed. So to somehow like atone or to appease the family members, he wanted to have this Rajasuya sacrifice. And to perform Rajasuya sacrifice, you have to worship the topmost personality in the assembly. Everyone voted, especially Nakula and Sahadev, voted that Lord Krishna should be worshipped first. Everybody voted. And in the end, Shishupal, again, Shishupal is one of the expansions of Jai and Vijay. Dantavakra and Shishupal. Yes? Did I hear yes or no? Yes. Okay. You reading Mahabharata sometimes? Bhagavad Gita. So, Shishupal says, no, he cannot be. Because we don't know who is he. We don't know, is he a Vaishya or is he a Satriya? Now he's a Satriya, but before, he is living in the rural area of Vrindavan, tending the cows and with agriculture. But now he's wearing this Satriya attire, having 16,108 palaces in Dwarka. Who is he? We don't know who is he. Indirectly, Shishupal actually was glorifying Lord Krishna. Now, at the birth time of Shishupal, he has four hands, four arms. And there was a voice that his mother heard that the first person who will have darshan of your son, his hands, the two hands, will disappear. The two hands will disappear. And he will be the cause of his death, your son's death. So after hearing this, mother became so afraid. Then Lord Krishna came. Lo and behold, the two arms disappeared. And this was the sign that Krishna will be the cause of the death of her son. So she pleaded Lord Krishna, saying, please spare my child. He's very innocent. He does not know anything, but you'll be the cause of his death. Yes, that's true. Usually the children in the early age, they look very innocent, isn't it? Like they don't know anything. Like seems to be karma is not working yet. But everyone has his own karma. It's not manifest yet. When they grow up, now we can tell, especially when they reach the age of 14 years old. That is the magic age. 14 years old, he'll become the same as he is Krishna conscious, or he will be diverted, going in a different direction. That's why Prabhupada says that for a child up to age 5, you can let him do or let her do whatever the child wants to do. At the age of 5 onwards, you have to tell what is right, what is wrong. Then at the age of 14, 13, 14, you have to be friend to your child. Because at that age, they want to express their independence. They want to express their independence. So now Sishupal actually is the envy personified. When he grew up, right from when he started to become inimical towards Lord Krishna, he will blast Lord Krishna. He will criticize Lord Krishna one time after another. And he will be spared. Lord Krishna says yes to the mother, yes, he will be spared, but up to 100 times only of blaspheming and criticizing me. And the 100th time was this, at the time of Rajasuya sacrifice. Shishupal Jai is one of the expansions of Jai and Vijay, Shishupal. Somehow or other, when, because he was criticizing, and 100 times criticizing, Lord Krishna cast his chakra. The Lord has 4 arms. It's like when Vasudeva appeared uh, in the jail of King Kangsha. Yeah? Lord Krishna appeared first, 4-arm form. That is not Lord Narayan. That is Lord Krishna. There is Vasudeva Krishna. It's like in Dwarka, he's Vasudeva Krishna. In Mathura, he's Vasudeva Krishna. In Vrindavan, he's Brajendranandana Krishna. Same Krishna. So when he appears in the 4-arm form, he has 2 arms, having 2 items for the devotees: Shankh, the conch, and Padma, lotus flower. And 2 arms having the club, Gada, and the chakra, this disc. So the disc was cast by Lord Krishna and cut off the head of Shishupal. Now, Shishupal died immediately, and not even one drop of blood spilled to the ground. No blood. Because if one blood was spilled, the whole ceremony, the whole Raja sacrifice will be spoiled and is costing a lot of money to do this. Remember, after the war, the brothers, they went to so many directions to tax the kings all over the world, to collect tax for this Rajasuya sacrifice. So they saw the light emanating from the body, coming out from the body of Shishupal and merged into the body of Lord Krishna. So at first, the moksha was Sayuja Mukti. And then later on, Jai reinstated to his position. But even before that, again, they became Jagai and Madai. So now, this proved that the Lord is impartial. And then the story goes now. Now we're just starting to tell the story of Lord Nrsimhadeva. Do you have time? Or we have time? Is it over now or what? Okay. Otherwise, we'll just jump immediately to the where the Lord when he appeared. Yes, say something. Yeah, but we started late. Huh? It's not my fault. As you like, as you like. So, in 10 minutes, we'll wrap up. Okay? Um, so now, when Hiranyakashipu heard that his brother is gonna be another 1 hour, I'm sorry, but I just gave you the background how we come to the Lord Nrsimha pastimes, how it came to this. When Hiranyakashipu heard that his brother was killed by Varahadev, the whole family, they became so morose. They were all lamenting. They were all grief stricken. They don't know what to do. That happened to me also when my mother passed away. It's very difficult to accept. You have that experience also? When some or your family members pass away, it's like the whole world stopped. The whole world stopped and everything is like, you cannot decide what to do. So Hiranyakashipu trying to appease his family, and Hiranyakashipu, he knows the Vedas, he knows the nature of the soul. The soul is eternal, it never cut into pieces. He knows practically the science of the soul. And to completely appease his family, his relatives, he wanted to avenge the death of his brother from the hands of Lord Vishnu, Varahadev. That he decided to perform tapasya. And this tapasya is the most difficult to do. No one has ever tried this tapasya before. He did it for 100 years, celestial years. Now, we've heard in the heavenly planets, there one day is 6 months compared to ours. He was standing on his toes, his arms raised up, and his head up to the sky. It's like sometimes I try to do this yoga posture. You go like this, and then one of your leg is here. You've tried that before? You cannot stand for like 1 minute. Not possible. And he was standing for 100 celestial years. And during that time, the demigods headed by Indradev heard that Hiranyakashipu was doing tapasya in the Mandara mountain. Mandara mountain is one of the celestial mountains in the heavenly planets. So they wanted to capture the throne of Hiranyakashipu. They all went to the palace of Hiranyakashipu and they destroyed practically everything, and the other demons, they all fled, fearing from their life. Now, Indra, along with the other demigods, they saw the wife of Hiranyakashipu, Kayadu, and she was pregnant at that time. So they decided, let us take her. Let us take her. And when she gives birth, then we will kill the child. So out of the blue, Narad Muni came in. Narad Muni is like this. He comes at the right time, for the right purpose, at the right place. This is Narad Muni. There is only one Narad Muni, by the way. There are many Brahmas, there are many Shivas, but there's only one Narad Muni, as far as we've heard. He can go enter inside and out the spiritual world, back and forth, without any passport or visa. So now he says, no, don't take her. What are you doing? She is sinless. And the child within her womb is also sinless. Actually, he is Mahabhagavat. Is a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. You do not know who is this child. because the demigods, they're mistakenly thinking that he'll be a greater demon than his father. So they wanted to do that. Therefore, what happens that Hiranyakashipu, he performed tapasya, and it was so severe that there's some fire emanating from his head, and the whole universe is feeling the heat as if they're going to be scorched. They'll be burned. And also, the whole universe is shaking. By performing tapasya, he became so heavy that the whole universe is starting to shake. So they were all fearful. 2 minutes? 2 minutes? Yes? Or shall I end here now? I have to follow them. We're fasting. We're fasting, right? Okay. So what happens that Hiranyakashipu was eaten by earthworms, by ants, and other parasites. That when Lord Brahma came, they didn't find any Hiranyakashipu. They found there was an ant hill. And it was concluded, Lord Brahma, he was carrying a kamandalu with holy water on it. He poured the holy water to that ant hill. At that time, Hiranyakashipu was only bones, no flesh, no nothing. And Prabhupada says in the purport that actually one can still remain alive, even if you're only bones. But don't try it. So, by pouring this water, Hiranyakashipu emerged with brilliant, very effulgence. Because of his tapasya. And immediately he bowed down, seeing Lord Brahma. He bowed down to Lord Brahma. He offered prayers to Lord Brahma. He was eulogizing Lord Brahma. He was praising Lord Brahma, saying, "You are the Lord of the universe. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. You are the source of everything here in this universe." But that's true, because he is the second creator. The ultimate creator is Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. So now he wanted to offer boon to Hiranyakashipu, because if he's not going to be given, he may destroy the whole universe. So he wanted to become immortal. Yes, I want to become immortal. But Lord Brahma says, how can I do this? I am myself is mortal. I have to die also after 100 years, after 311 trillion years. That's a long time. So, okay, so give me a boon that I may not die either in land or water. I may not die either day or night. That I may not die either with by man or an animal, or I will not die either inside or outside. Then every time he asks that, Lord Brahma says, "Tatastu, tatastu, so be it, so be it." And then again, all of this became true because Supreme Lord, when he was asked, Prahlad Maharaj was asked, "Where is your Lord?" "Oh, my Lord is everywhere. My Lord is everywhere." Because he wanted to kill his own son. He knew Hiranyakashipu, he knew that Prahlad will be the cause of his death. And therefore, when he asked, "Is he in this pillar?" Which we will see now very soon, the pillar. And Prahlad Maharaj says, "Yes, he is there inside the pillar. He is everywhere." Lo and behold, this is what we were reading now in this verse, that to prove the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial. In other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, Even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. So the Lord appeared in the midday. So why is it that we're fasting till dusk? That's too much, isn't it? Another 6 hours of fasting? Because that was the time that Hiranyakashipu was killed. They were fighting for a few hours, but that few hours again is many, many years compared to ours because this happened in the heavenly planets. And therefore, at that time, it was dusk. Yes, dusk. The, the light and the daylight and the night darkness is like in between, and he was killed not from outside or from inside but right at the doorway. So that's also like a demarcation, a boundary, not by any animal or man, but by half man, half lion, nor by any weapons, hmm, but by the nails of the Supreme Lord. So the Supreme Lord appeared in this way to prove to his devotees that he will be always protected. Just before, this is the end now. Please forgive me. I'm going to read this, just one more time. It's a prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I would like you to hear it, and I would like myself also to become purified by hearing this today. There's only five prayers, okay? And this will be the end of it. Edustahide kama adiru ripuchaya kutina dipatistasha satya sadaraya hridaya sodana ara krishnera vasana nisingha charane mora eto kamana. Within my sinful heart, the six enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame, plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimha, I hope that He will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. Kandiya Nrsimhapade Magibo Kakana, Nirapade Nabadvipe Jugala Bhajana, Bhaya Bhaya Paya Yanra Darsane Se Hari, Prasana Hoibo Kabimori Dayakari, weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? Yadyapi Vishana Murtidosta Jiva Prati Praladadhi Krishna Bhakta Jani Badra Ati Kabeva Prasana Hoye Sakripa Bachani Nirbhaya Karibe E Mudha Akinchani. Even though Lord Nrsimha is terrifying toward the sinful souls, he offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? So chande baiso hivascha shigorangadamme yugala bhajana ho rati ho name mama bhakta kripa bale bhinya jabe dura shuddha chite bajora the Krishna rasapura. He will say, dear child, sit down freely and live happily here in Shri Gaurangadham. May you nicely worship the divine couple, and may you worship loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all all obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna, for such worship overflows with sweet nectar. Ibolikabe muramastakapara, suyasi charanaharshe darivi ishvara, amani yugala premi satvika vikare, daraya lutibo amishi nishinghadware. Saying this, will that Lord delightedly place his own device lotus feet upon my head? I will experience sublime love for the divine couple Radha and Krishna and undergo the ecstatic transformations called Sattvika. Falling on the ground, I will roll about the door of Sri Nrsimha's temple. This is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Shri Navadvip, Baba Taranga. I thank you all very much for your kind attention. Jai Nrsimha! Everyone, Jai Nrsimha! Jai Nrsimha! Srila Prabhupada ki! Hari Om Tat Sat.